more. The FBI says it has uncovered a nationwide gambling scheme with ties to some big-name athletes and Italian crime families. Today, the FBI and the NYPD announced 2 indictments and dozens of arrests after a years-long investigation, and some past and present NBA greats are among the defendants named in this. Fox 13's Kylie Jones joining us now live in the newsroom with more on this. Kylie?
Chris, Homeland Security officials say the details of these operations are reminiscent with those of a Hollywood movie. Among the 34 people arrested are former and current NBA players and coaches, including Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. The alleged crimes are tied to La Cosa Nostra, the most elite Italian crime families. 2 FBI investigations overlapped here, spanning 11 states. The first, Operation Zen Diagram, investigated rigged high-stakes poker games allegedly orchestrated by members of the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese families. NYPD officials say they enlisted current and former athletes, including Hall of Famer and current Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups. Police say they used custom shuffling machines that could read the order of cards, barcoded decks, and hidden cameras built into tables and light fixtures. Now, this second investigation, Nothing But Bet, targeted insider sports betting on professional basketball games. The feds say high-profile players like Rozier altered their performance or even took themselves out of games to make sure certain bets paid out.
One example occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars.
Now, Rozier was scheduled to appear in federal court in Orlando this afternoon. Rozier's attorney released a statement to Fox News on his arrest, reading in part, quote, "It is unfortunate that instead of allowing him to self-surrender, they opted for a photo op. They wanted the misplaced glory of embarrassing a professional athlete with a perp walk. That tells you a lot about the motivations in this case. They appear to be taking the word of spectacularly incredible sources rather than relying on actual evidence of wrongdoing." Terry was cleared by the NBA, and these prosecutors revived that non-case. Now, the feds say former Cleveland Cavs player Damon Jones was also arrested in connection with these investigations. Billups and Rozier have been placed on leave from their respective teams at this point, according to the NBA, and the feds say these investigations are ongoing. Chris.
Well, and you mentioned those respective teams. Rozier now with the Miami Heat. They opened the season last night in Orlando playing the Magic. He was in the lineup but did not see any action during the game. Now we'll see if this is going to be an extended absence for him. All right. Thank you, Kylie.
With Polk County growing at such a fast rate, the state is focused on improving infrastructure so drivers can have a smoother and safer trip. Fox 13's Carla Byron attended the groundbreaking ceremony today for the Florida Turnpike Enterprise's latest project.
The state has announced the next phase of the Central Polk Parkway project. The parkway from US 17 State Road 35 will be extended 2.6 miles to State Road 60, which will provide additional access to I-4. Officials say it will be a 4-lane tolled roadway, 2 lanes in each direction, and will improve connectivity throughout Polk County. Polk is the fastest growing county in the state and is a prime location for new businesses and technology. City of Bartow Commissioner Trish Pfeiffer says the project will help with development.
Our Bartow Executive Airport is just right over that hill, so we've got a very huge complex there. There's a lot of industrial opportunity along the route here, so absolutely it'll be an economic driver.
Enhancing safety is a priority as well. Wrong-way driving vehicle detection technology, guardrails, signage, and lighting will be installed. In addition, a new multi-use trail adjacent to the roadway will be added to offer a safe route for pedestrians and cyclists. In Polk County, Carla Byron, Fox 13 News.
Carla, thank you. And construction on the $134 million project began this month and is expected to be completed by early 2031.
We have an update now on efforts to replace the van for the Friends of Strays animal shelter. We told you about this story last week. The St. Pete-based animal shelter's transport van was involved in an accident on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge while taking animals back to the shelter. The van was totaled. A couple of animals were injured. The shelter says the van was a vital tool for them to help animals in the area, and now they're trying to raise enough money to buy a new one. And so far, they say they've raised more than $14,000, but still need about $50,000 to get a new van. They remind us that anyone can help by donating to their website, Friends of Strays Animal Shelter.
Well, new here at 4, the senior community is helping their neighbors in Bradenton stay healthy. Water's Edge hosted their annual Wellness Expo today. Visitors explored booths offering free health screenings, fitness demonstrations, and nutritional tips. The Wellness Expo featured 3D mobile mammogram screenings as well as some health and financial exhibits, raffle drawings, and food vendors. Organizers say the event is all about encouraging residents, especially seniors, to take care of their own health and enjoy learning about new resources offered in Manatee County.
You know, it's really hard for folks to get out and get all the information in one spot. So really having this sort of experience where they can network with other, with vendors in the community and let them know what resources are out there for them really makes it a great event.
The Wellness Expo ran through this afternoon and it was open to the public.
Another Publix is now open in Tampa, this one in the West River area on North Boulevard. The store holding a ribbon cutting ceremony this morning. Now, this area is a focus of major development in Tampa, including the West River Build project, which involves extending the Riverwalk, along with improving roads and safety infrastructure for residents. Leaders say it's great to see their community continuing to thrive.
It's a miracle. It means that people living in this community have an opportunity to not only take advantage of a great grocery store, but also all the amenities that are in this area. If you look around this area, if you'd been here 10, 15 years ago, it looked nothing like this.
That multi-million-dollar West River Build project is set to break ground on Tuesday. The entire project is scheduled to be complete by 2027. In today's Good For You, we're getting an update on an axolotl's recovery at the Florida Aquarium. This little guy underwent surgery back in September to remove a mass on his tail, and vet techs say after a few weeks, his recovery is going well. They also believe that they successfully removed all of the mass, and they say it did not spread, but they'll continue to monitor him for the time being.
Well, coming up, an art center in Indian Rocks that was damaged during last year's hurricane season is now back on its feet, ready to share art with its community over 1 year later. We're showing you next.
watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 news station.
Welcome back. A grand reopening 1 year in the making is just 1 day away for the Beach Arts Center.
Yeah, like many other businesses and homes in Indian Rocks Beach, storm surge from last year's hurricanes damaged the galleries. Fox 13 photojournalist Barry Wong shows us the transformation.
Excitement is an understatement. We are over the moon in knowing that we will reopen officially on Friday night. We have been through a long journey.
I think that's what is so amazing when you walk in now and you reflect back to what it looked like a year ago. Concrete block walls, studs, lathing. It was just such a disaster. And now to come back and see it so fresh and clean, it's really very inspiring. I believe art is the heart of a community. And without that, I think that the community loses something.
Friday night, when we stand up at the microphone and see what we believe is going to be over 100 people coming and going during the night, then we'll realize that the community knows we're here, that they will suddenly say, oh, I love that place. My classes are going to start again.
And then I'm coming into my Quinn Gold. Going forward, I am so excited for us all to be back here because our community knows that we're here. And they will come and socialize with us, be creative with us, and just be part of our community again. I'm looking right here. It's a lot of dark value in there. Look how it just combines with that. And it just makes a natural shadow.
Whatever it is, I want to see people. I want to see feet on the ground in this space. People having a wonderful time growing personally, social connections for them, and just having this place open and energized even more than it was before the hurricane.
And they start shriveling. I'm going to come in with a smaller brush because I've taught here for so long. This is home for me. It's just great to be home, you know? There's no place like home. What can I say?
And the Beach Arts Center's grand reopening will be tomorrow night at 6. The best way to support the center going forward is by becoming a member, taking a class, or making a donation. They say every little bit helps.
Well, a lot of people are getting fired up for the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. And in Dunedin, they're hosting watch parties at the Blue Jays spring training home, TD Ballpark, for games 1 and 2. That's tomorrow night and Saturday. Admission is free. They'll have food and drinks for purchase. Gates open at 7. First pitch is at 8. And remember, if you can't make it to the watch party, you can always watch the World Series right here on Fox 13. It's a special time of year.
Yeah, it is.
And we will not be having some newscasts because of that. So if you don't see us, that's why. We're watching the World Series too.
We'll be watching along as well, yeah.
Right.
What do you think? Dodgers probably?
I'm guessing Dodgers. Yeah. They got a great team. What do you think?
I'd love to see someone else win, but I think Dodgers in 5.
I don't really have an opinion, so
just
I'm
go Blue Jays then.
Yeah, whatever you guys say is probably good.
We're wearing blue. Go Blue Jays. All right, so yeah.
The tropics. That's what we've been talking about the past few days. Quiet for us. This should stay well south of Tampa Bay, but we are watching for big impacts to certain Caribbean islands as Tropical Storm Melissa is still expected to not just become a hurricane, but probably a major hurricane by the end of this weekend. I want to show you how it looks today, where interestingly enough, it doesn't look very strong. In fact, this is weakened from what we were talking about yesterday, which normally is a good sign, but in this case, we wanted something to organize sooner rather than later so that a trough could take this out of the Caribbean quickly. Because it has missed its window, we will likely be tracking this for potentially a week or longer in the Caribbean as it just slowly traverses to the north and northwest. And the only thing worse than a strengthening storm is a slowly moving strong storm. In this case, we have a storm that's just moving at 2 miles per hour, and it's expected to strengthen into a major major hurricane by the end of this weekend. The forecast cone still very large. This is where the center of this storm could travel within the next 5 days. That is a big range of solutions, although more and more of these forecast models are starting to hone in on, I'd say, the top 2/3 of this cone rather than down here once we get out to day 5. The closer this spends time near the islands, it doesn't spend time in the open waters. It'll have a chance to be a little bit weaker rather than stronger. We have very warm sea surface temperatures in the western Caribbean, and if it were to take a track similar to that orange shaded arrow, we would be looking at a stronger storm. The side of the storm you do not want to be on would be the right side of it, and in that case it would be traveling very close to, if not just south of Jamaica. That could bring the brunt of the impacts to them. Notice on the right side, we have another solution which would take this off to the north and east as a more quickly organizing storm. However, that would bring it close to Hispaniola, which would bring the brunt of the impacts to them. The main concern is not the winds, even though we do have tropical storm warnings in effect for Jamaica, Haiti, and Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. We also are watching for the potential for widespread rain in excess of a foot. That paired with the mountainous terrain that we do have on these islands could make for mudslides and a big flash flooding concern, and that'll be for the next week with this very slow moving system. As we hone in on the exact forecast, we'll have a better understanding on which island is going to see the brunt of Melissa's impacts for the next few days. But until we get there, we're just still going to have to speculate and watch this very carefully. And the next 2 days, it's only going to make very slight, steady progress to the north and west, and it's not going to pick up speed until the jet stream eventually takes it out of the Caribbean and back out into the open waters of the Atlantic away from our state. Now, that same trough is currently affecting our local weather pattern. We've got mostly sunny skies and a weak cold front that is sweeping through central Florida. We have current temperatures in the mid-80s at about 87 here in Tampa, 85 in Newport Richey, and 82 in Crystal River. That cold front is smack dab in the middle of the Tampa Bay area with lower humidity packed behind it and dew points that are going to steadily drop into the 50s in many spots tomorrow. Already on the big map up to the north, Crystal River checking in at 52 with our latest sensor site reading. That is a world of a difference in comparison to St. Pete at 70. That means it is awfully humid in this green shaded region. Up to the north, the drier air filtering through, and it just feels pleasant, heavenly, even brisk at times. Over the next few days, we will be bumping up those wind speeds quite a bit to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. That'll be just in time for the beginning and end of the weekend. So if you are planning on boating, just note that winds will be picking up from here. They're now angled out of the northeast, which is allowing that drier air to come through. It'll also allow temperatures to be just a touch cooler than what you saw yesterday. We're not talking big swings. This is a very weak, what we call a Florida cold front, where you're going to notice the drop in humidity. We will be rain-free as it passes, and we're not going to see those rain chances and cloud cover return to the forecast until the start of next week. Chris?
All right, nice looking weekend shaping up here. Thanks, Nash. Coming up, we are just over 1 week away from Halloween, but before you head out to trick or treat and gobble down all that candy, you need to make sure the kids eat something besides sweets, right? So coming up, we've got Jenny, our friend with the Lunchbox Mafia, in the house to show us some fun, healthier ideas. Ooh, are those skulls? We'll find out after the break.